So another Netflix find here. This movie is called Listening, and it's basically about two grad students who have came across this idea of creating a technology that will allow you to telepathically read somebody's mind as long as they're wearing a kind of device similar as well. And they're stealing stuff from the university, they're putting it in their garage and they're working away, and it's one of these kind of obsessed working relationships that these two guys have. They've kind of known each other for a little while, they get along, they're not exactly simpatico as their personal lives, but they have a drive, they have an idea, and they have a willingness to do more than they kind of should. Which begins with stealing the equipment from the university to help them do their tests on this weird kind of mind reading stuff that they're trying to develop. Then one of the guys brings in a female to the mix, which in these movies you know is always going to be kind of trouble, but she helps them jump forward their ideas and push this device into a reality, whereas they were failing beforehand. And it's one of these really interesting, really captivating movies that you just don't know where it's going to go next, and it keeps you guessing, and I like that about this thing. The performances from the three leads is excellent. It's a tale that takes a big twist in the middle of the movie, which I wasn't really expecting, and it ultimately gets to an ending that was a little bit rushed, I'm going to say, but still a really interesting watch. And that's the thing with Netflix these days, you kind of just zip through and you find a cover that takes your interest. I had never heard of this movie before, which is a shame because it's a pretty good movie. It's the only thing I can compare it to is almost Primer. It has this low budgety feel to it, but it has a really big story to tell. One that does have sort of social commentary in amongst it as well. Now the filmmaking itself I quite liked. It has lots of shots that are tinted with various colours like greens and yellows very early on, which at first was a bit, well, that's in your face, but you get used to it and it kind of fits the aesthetic of the movie. The two leads, I liked them working together when the relationship starts to break a little bit under the pressure of what they're doing. I liked that. I was hoping it was going to resolve a little bit differently than what it did, but it's an understandable ending and one that makes sense and concludes to the end of the movie. I like the ideas that the movie holds itself. This telepathic device is really interesting, and the way they film it is kind of low-key, different, but it fits the aesthetic of the movie. And I kind of thought at first it was, wow, that's weird, and then it's like I kind of like what they're doing there, and the flashing images as they're starting to read each other's minds and they're having these conversations between each other, while a third person who's monitoring the experiment doesn't really know that they're having a full-on conversation. Like I said, the strange turn that it takes is completely out of left field, but it fits totally within the movie, and I like that aspect of it. I want to tell you about it, I really do want to kind of waste the movie for you, but I don't at the same time, because I want you to go and just jump in and enjoy it the way I liked it. Overall, I really liked Listening. I thought it was an interesting kind of surprise movie that had a nice premise and some good social commentary, some good acting which I liked, which is kind of uneven usually in these low budget movies, especially the science fiction kind of genre. I'm going to give Listening 4 out of 5. It's something that I will go back and revisit again because I'm interested in some of the topics it touches on. The only thing I'm unsatisfied with a little bit is the rushed ending. I felt that could have been a little bit stretched out. It just seems to, well, if you watch the movie you'll see it kind of moves pretty quickly in the last 5-10 minutes. Other than that, I've got nothing but good things to say about Listening. I think you should check it out. It's on Netflix. You can give it 5-10 minutes of your time. You don't like it, what you wasted? 5-10 minutes, it's nothing. You could find something that really captivates you and just draws you in like I found. So let me know what you thought of Listening, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film. Thanks for watching.